Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to cover 7.1 and a bit of 7.4. Chapter 7 is about matrices, and we're just going to cover enough about matrices to solve systems of linear equations. A matrix is just an array of numbers. Each number in the matrix is called an element of the matrix. The order or dimension of a matrix is the number of rows by the number of columns, so it contains two numbers. So, for instance, we have a matrix, which is a 3 by 4 matrix. It has 3 rows and 4 columns. So the dimension of this matrix is 3 by 4. Rows go left to right. So this is one row, 1, 2, 3, 4 elements in this row. This is another row, 1, 2, 3, 4 elements in that row. This is another row, 1, 2, 3, 4 elements in that row. So the rows go 1, 2, and 3. There's 3 rows, and then there are 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's the 4th column right there. We can use matrices to help solve systems of equations. So here we have a system of equations. We have 2x minus 3y plus z equals 2, 4x minus y plus 4z equals 3. And from this we can create a few matrices. The first matrix is called the augmented matrix, and this contains all of the coefficients of the variables as well as the constants on the right. So the augmented matrix is written by having all of the coefficients on the x's in the first column. So here we have 2, so this is 2, and then we have a 1 here, so 1, and then a 4. So this is the x column, and then we have a y column, which is negative 3, 0, and negative 1. And then we have the z column, which is going to be 1, negative 3, and 4. Furthermore, we have the constants on the other side of the equals. A lot of times we'll write a little line here to indicate the separation between the coefficients and the constant part. This is 2, 4, and 3. So this augmented matrix has 2 parts. It has this part here, which is the coefficients of all of the variables, and then it also has this part here, which is the constants over here on this side, and we have the coefficients here. We can write these matrices separately. The coefficient matrix is a 3 by 3 matrix that contains only the coefficients. So it contains 2, 1, 4, 3, 0, negative 1, and 1, negative 3, 4. The augmented matrix is called the augmented matrix because it's the coefficient matrix that's augmented by the constants 2, 4, and 3. These numbers are exactly the numbers that we get from the pink zone over on the left. The constant matrix is all of the constants. That's 2, 4, and 3, the things that aren't multiplied by any variables. These come from over here or over here. So these are 3 matrices that you can make from a system of equations. The augmented matrix, which contains everything, the coefficient matrix, which just has the coefficients of the variables, and the constant matrix, which has the constants on the other side of the equals. How about you guys create the augmented matrix, the coefficient matrix, and the constant matrix for this system of equations here? You can pause the video until you're done with that. Okay, hopefully you didn't have any trouble doing that. The augmented matrix contains the coefficients. So what's the x column? It's going to be 2, 1, and 4. What's the y column? It's going to be negative 3, 2, and negative 1. What's the z column? Well, there's a 0 missing here, so it's going to be a 0z, negative 3, and a 2. Have a little line, and then we have the constants 4, 4, and 6. The coefficient matrix is the first part of this, so it's going to be 2, 1, 4, negative 3, 2, negative 1, 0, negative 3, and 2. And the constant matrix is the part on the end, 4, 4, and 6, the single column. This ends what we're going to cover in 7.1. You can do the homework for 7.1. We're going to do a little bit of 7.4, so keep watching the videos.